our studios right now. Let me go ahead and let him explain who he is before we introduce you to him.
My name is Dan Levy. I have to be clear. I'm not Dan Levy. It gets confusing. Even for me, I get his emails. Dan Levy is the star of Schitt's Creek. Yes, I love him. Dan Levy is a star of a Domino's commercial for the cheeseburger pizza in 2002. It did not air. Thank you.
Could have been.
I am blessed.
Dan Levy in our studio right now here at KROQ with a show coming up as part of the Netflix Is a Joke. Whitney Cummings will be on that show. Who else is joining you at the Largo?
Heather McMahon.
Okay.
So funny. Robbie Hoffman. It's going to be great. I'm excited.
Thanks for being here with us. We greatly appreciate you coming in, waking up, and coming in here this morning. He was just asking us how terrible our lives are because of our morning show routine. And
it's like we were right about to go on the air, and we're like, it's really terrible. Hi.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm suicidal. Okay.
every time someone does...
I'm exhausted all the time. Hey, and we're back.
Yeah, are you really curious? I mean, it's a terrible life existence we have, these hours. I always assume...
His main question was, do we nap? And most of the time, you and I don't. But we have a guy on the show who
Jake.
he does his sleep in 4-hour shifts. So he will sleep for 4 hours at night, and then in the middle of the day, he'll take a 4-hour nap.
Well, I think that I met that guy, and that's why when I walked in, he asked me at 8 a.m., do I want ice cream? I was like,
that's strange.
I would like a coffee.
Yeah, our circadian rhythm is very off here.
Yeah.
We don't know what time it is. It's
and
always surprising.
Very high.
Yeah, we're always high.
Yeah.
It's the magic that keeps the show going, I guess. So Dan is going to hear some pitches. You've of all the shows, I know you've sold a lot of TV shows in this town. Everyone's got a dream: move to LA, write a show, sell it. Selling shows not easy. Everyone thinks it is. You think you have an idea. Everyone gets drunk at some point and probably says to you, "Hey, here's an idea for a show."
Yeah,
right?
my family a lot.
A lot. Are they ever good ideas or no?
No. I mean, sometimes there's a kernel of an idea, but most of the time it's just like, oh yeah, no, that might be racist, you know. So,
But how do you tell, like, Uncle Marty that he has a horrible idea? Like, how do you let them down gently?
You just say, hey, you know what? Like, I'm going to bring that to some people, and I'll get back to you. And then you don't see them again until Passover. And they go, hey, what happened? And you go, I don't know. They hate it. Hollywood's ending, by the way. I'll send you 9 articles about it.
Right. Yeah, I loved it personally, but none of the bigwigs like
it's not
it.
me.
So,
it's
like,
them, Hollywood.
They give me a hard time on the show because I will make up. We do a thing, Netflix or Notflix, and I pitch show ideas. But the reality is you have to be able, correct me if I'm wrong, you know better than we do. We've sold 0 TV shows, and you've sold quite a few. And I think you're the guy who's single-handedly bringing back the Jetsons to make it a modern-day show.
I am doing that, yes.
And that's got, like, John Mulaney's in there, right? They got a lot of, like, big names have been attached to that show.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
And it's R-rated Jetsons?
Not R-rated. It's not R-rated. It's just like an adult.
Adult Jetsons.
Yes.
But it's animated.
It will be animated, yeah.
And is it set in the same time frame as the original Jetsons? Because we were talking about this morning, where the show came out in like 1962, but was set in 2062. So
Right.
is this one going to be set in 2062, or is it going to be even further in the future?
Everyone will find out when it comes out. Top secret future
Top
stuff.
secret. I can't wait. I'm so excited. You have no idea. So here we go. This is people on the phone think they have better ideas than I've brought on the show. And you tell me, is this a B, C, D, or F idea?
Okay.
Conjoined twins decide to rob the bank that fired them for their disability. It is called conjoint accounts.
Okay, that will not sell. But
no one would buy that show?
That's the one you're starting with? You have so many better bad ideas.
All right, starting with that, I'm moving up. I'm going to start bad and get better.
Well, think about watching that show. Like, visually, I feel like you're going to be like, I don't know about what I'm seeing. So,
right.
Pre-canceled. It's pre-canceled.
That's been pre-canceled.
But then it can be renewed.
All right, how about this? A graveyard groundskeeper becomes friends with the people who, quote, live in his yard. It's called the Grounds Reaper.
Okay.
Are you sensing a trend here, Dan?
Yes. Are you guys starting with puns and then working backwards?
No, they're all puns.
No, that's
they're
what
all
Klein does.
Terrible puns. Every single one. Let's see if people on the phone have better ideas.
Okay.
You have the power now. In this town, I feel like you have the power to make a show happen,
Let's do
right?
it. Let's make a show happen.
AJ, go ahead. You're on with Dan Levy in the KROQ studios, who will be at Largo for a show as part of Netflix Is a Joke on May 6th.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hey, good morning. How's everybody doing?
We're doing fine.
We're doing great.
Oh, that's cool.
Remember when you said you were high earlier?
This is great.
That applies to all listeners as well.
How was your ice cream breakfast?
It was fantastic, man. Remember that show, American Gladiators? I was watching it the other day. I was thinking, man, like, if there was a show like that, but with dwarfs in it, you know, I think it's pretty cool. Like an updated one, you know, it'd be pretty sick. Because I used to love that show, man. You know what I mean? So do something like that would be pretty cool.
So it's like Little People, Big World meets Gladiator?
I'm gonna say definitely not gonna sell that.
No interest in
You'll offend several people, and you will get a hard pass, as they call it.
Let me say
hard pass.
Let me say hi to
Not even a "we'll call you."
Bronson. That sounds like a guy who sells shows. Go ahead, Bronson. A lot of people in this town want to make TV. Go ahead, Bronson. What do you got?
So my idea was basically we just take a bunch of millionaires, right, or billionaires, whatever, rich guys. You put them on the street and see how they like react to street life and how they intertwine with themselves in the social structure, and just kind of like that'd be sick, you know, like a bunch of rich people having to live it out on the streets.
Yeah, like The Simple Life.
Right, so like that was actually already a show. So you're onto something.
Now we're ripping off pre-existing shows.
You're kind of doing a reboot of a Paris Hilton joint. I would. So it's a billionaire, the unhoused billionaires.
Are you the same guy that called with the American Idol dwarf idea or the American Gladiator
Is this the
idea?
same guy on a different
they sound
line?
similar. I think everyone's going to. Let's say hi to Dylan. Go ahead. Dan Levy is here. He knows TV. Is your idea worthy of selling?
Yeah, so my idea is a cat that can talk, but he has a multiple personality disorder.
Have you heard?
I actually think as an animated show, that would be so... I would watch that high.
Yeah, I honestly... mental illness is in and sellable.
It's very popular now.
Especially when it has animals.
Exactly.
Hollywood loves it.
They love it.
All right, back to one of my ideas now.
This is fun.
A serial sperm donor must track down a serial killer that is going after all of his offspring one by one. It's called Killer Loads.
Okay. Well, you had me until the title.
The title is a work in progress.
What about, there's a show that I've always pitched many times on this show, and they said it would never work, but it's a cooking show.
Okay.
Because every person feels like they have some kind of family recipe that they feel like is important, right?
Right.
Oh, my mom makes the best lasagna, blah, blah, blah. Everybody who claims they have that recipe battles it out, and it's called My Family Recipe, and they just battle out for, like, bragging rights for a certain dish. So it'd be like, okay, lasagna's the dish, and we have 6 people who all claim that their grandma made the best lasagna, and then they make 6 lasagnas, and you eat them all, and you determine who really has the best family recipe.
Like Family Feud with food.
Yeah.
Family food.
Oh my God!
Family
now you
food.
like it, Klein.
I gotta get out of
It's a
here.
great name. He's going to sell it.
awful shows, but you—that's a good idea. It's pre-sold.
Allie, is this just an excuse for you to eat 6 lasagnas?
It could be.
Yeah,
It's good. At the end of every episode, the contestants get diabetes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Jesse, you're on with Dan Levy, who's in the studio now, but we'll be at Largo doing some Netflix as a Joke with Whitney, Bobby Hoffman, Heather McMahon. It's all happening on May 6th. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? My idea for a show is you see life through the eyes of a nightclub bouncer, so you see all kinds of crazy stuff that he has to go through. You know, it could be called Nightlife.
I got it. I don't know. Bouncers, no one cares. No offense.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, they do
man.
break up some fights, but I don't know if there's a reality. Maybe we did have an interesting call-in topic once about bribes and what the average bribe is now for a bouncer, and it's jumped a lot. Talk about
that's
inflation.
good.
Bribery's gone up a lot.
Yeah, but if you put the right person in a role like that, like if Bill Hader's a bodyguard who wants to be an actor,
I feel like
you know,
to
there's
be like
something like that.
a bouncer who's a zombie. You know, like I feel like that's
Zombie
something.
bouncer.
You have to
Zombie
add
bouncer.
something.
Then you're like, all right, he's eating brains. He's letting people into the club. I'm into it.
It's great. You know, I didn't realize, but Dan is also a huge alternative music fan. And when you were 14,
Yes.
you snuck backstage at a Green Day show. Is this true? Because
Yeah.
Green Day's doing a show tonight
I know.
at Echoplex.
I know.
I figured that's why you're here today. You were hoping to get some tickets.
That's
we don't
the
have.
only
We
reason
don't
I'm
have
here.
any.
That's the only reason I'm here.
I figured that. But what happened? How did this happen? How did you sneak backstage?
Well, we saw it was the Dookie tour, and my friend's dad was like working the concert, and we went backstage, and we were so young, and we like went right up to Green Day, and we're like, "We love you. Can we get a picture?" And Billy Joe took the joint out of his ear and put it in my mouth, and they took a picture, and it was like the
that's
coolest
so
thing
great.
ever.
So you
And-
still have it?
Yeah, and I still have it. Has all the picture, not the joint. But then
You got
then
to
he
do that thing
signed
where
the
you
poster.
you got to do that thing where you recreate it now, all these years later.
I know,
you
I gotta get to him,
I feel like
though.
those go really viral again, where they're like the same kid that met LeBron on his first day, met him now, and the kid's got like a mustache and a beard.
And you have
He's
to
like
wear the same outfit and everything.
Yeah.
If only I was on a radio station right now that had ins with rock bands in
Yeah.
LA.
Oh,
I
you
wish.
think
God,
we do?
You would think, huh?
Klein, Alley, Show.
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ. K-Rock.
K-Rock? Dan just saw Blink, he said. What a show. Those guys still got it, huh?
They do. They do.
Dan Levy here with us now. Once again, Netflix is a joke. Shows all over. We've had quite a few people. Brooke Kreischer was here. I think next week we're talking to Chelsea Handler, I believe. So we got all the people that are in town for these Netflix shows. And Dan's show happening with a bunch of his friends. By the way, called Dan Levy and Colleagues.
Yeah,
not friends. Interesting.
Yes, no, they're not my friends. They're only colleagues. And what we do is we all do sets and stand-up and stuff, but then the audience actually writes down gossip, and then we read the gossip together on stage with all the comics. Because I love gossip. I don't know about you guys.
Gossip about just in their internal lives, or
Yes.
or celebrity gossip.
No. Well, anything. A lot of time it's just like, I'm my friend is leaving her husband. And here's like all this, and we freak out. It's so exciting.
Yeah, I've seen you do this before at the shows, and sometimes it's just like basic stuff like "my mom's a slut," and he's like on stage. He's like, "All right, who wrote this?" And sometimes they'll take credit, and sometimes they're like the room just goes quiet.
Oh yeah, there was the worst gossip I got in the show was tomorrow I'm having knee surgery. I was like, guys, this is just medical information. This is not
There's
actual
nothing
gossip.
to riff on here.
It's just a fact.
But
All right.
some stuff we get good. We get some good
Klein,
hot
before
gossip.
we take the calls, can I pitch Dan my show idea?
You just did eat a lot of lasagna.
No, I have an actual show that I was trying to get made.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Which one?
You know the one?
What?
Is this the one where you fall off the bicycle on America's Funniest Home Videos?
No, it's Butch Pal for the Straight Gal.
Oh, right, yeah.
The
Butch Pal.
all-female Queer Eye.
Yes.
And the log line is 5 lesbians attempt to make the first all-female makeover show where they teach straight women to defy female stereotypes while simultaneously perpetuating their own.
That is a fully fleshed out pitch.
It is.
How is that not a show?
I've been trying to make it a show. If you
Yeah.
could help me, that would be great.
This dumb radio show gets in the way every day is the problem. We're very busy.
Wake
I
up
ran
at
out
1
of
a.m.
money, Dan. That was the problem.
Hey, Leonard, we'll give you a chance to pitch Dan. Dan has written on, let's just go over some of your resume here. The Goldbergs. I'm looking here. Mulaney, you've written for Mulaney. How I Met Your Father. I mean, I've got your IMDb is pages long, by the way.
Pages long.
So you've worked on a lot of shows, and you know a good show when you hear one. You pitch a lot of shows. You hear no, but you also hear yes. I've never met anyone in this town who's actually heard yes before. You know that, Allie? A lot of no's.
Really?
Go ahead. What's your pitch for Dan?
Hi, so my pitch is African-American youth and Mexican youth growing up in South Central that are trying to make sense of their life while going to college. And it's all based on my experience as a professor here at Southgate for East LA College.
Oh, I was waiting for like a funny twist.
Yeah, this is just a very sort of boring show.
I'm sure that's like a feel-good show
No,
of
it could
sorts.
be interesting,
But I
though.
was waiting for like a real like.
A lot of good shows are based on real-life events. He said it's based on his life, right?
That is true.
Diego, final pitches now. Dan will pick his favorite one. We'll give you some tickets to the Offspring since we can't probably make your show. What's up?
What's going on, Sweet Divots?
Sweet Divots.
All right, so this is my pitch. We have a celebrity boxing match. We let them train for a week, and we record their progress, and we let them go ham on each other, and we don't stop it until we see blood.
Isn't that UFC?
They have a new event every weekend.
But with celebrities.
That's like already happening.
Yeah.
We
Do you
don't-
have the internet?
We don't stop it until we see blood. It's interesting, though.
It's a very cut and dry rule.
Tony, let's go.
Yo, what's up?
Go ahead with your
Divots.
pitch. Sweet Divots,
Sweet
what's up?
Hey, so, my pitch is it could be either animated or a real-life person sitcom about Uber drivers or rideshare drivers and their encounters with crazy people that they, pick up or whatever.
Or crazy Uber drivers
Yeah,
who force mints and perfume on you all day long.
That's a show. That's called the news. You can see that every night. Let's see here. I'll give you one final one, Allie. Oh, Jake, you wanted to do one for Dan? Go ahead quickly.
All right, this is a dating show where we follow an archaeologist looking for love during an extensive dig, and it's called Boned Up.
Don't
Okay.
even respond to that.
No, we can't.
Oh, my
we can't.
God.
Archaeologists don't date.
Couples in the process of uncoupling have to compete against each other to see who gets what after their divorce in a bunch of different sporting events like pickleball, basketball. It's called divorce courts.
That's a good idea.
Oh.
That's a good idea.
Finally.
Is that your favorite so far, Dan?
Well, I just feel like out of like a lot of my divorced friends would probably like that sort of way to end their marriage as opposed to like lawyers and mediation.
There's like a car there. You're like, who gets the car? Like, one-on-one basketball will solve this one. I mean, that's fair, right,
Pick
Allie?
it up. Pick it
I know,
up.
since I'm in a same-sex couple, I feel like that'd be really exciting.
Yeah, it would be. Oh, yes, it would be a lot of fun.
We would just play softball.
All right, you heard a lot of dumb ideas from listeners. Which one was your favorite of the dumb ideas? They're going to get tickets. You have a big decision to make, Dan.
Okay, I'm gonna say the bouncer.
The bouncer show.
The bouncer show with our twist of making it a zombie.
Yeah.
All right,
A zombie bouncer.
Congratulations. You got your tickets to see The Offspring. Hey, go see Dan at Largo with colleagues. Come up with some hot gossip. If you've got the gossip, go there so that they can read them on stage. And thanks for hanging out this morning on KROQ. Greatly appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Klein Alley Show. KROQ.